welcome once again to GNN. My name is Tapiwa Musvosvi, and like always, boy, do we have some news for you. Now, we've been going on for a little while, and we got some new gear. GNN is moving on up. But let me not get distracted, because without further ado, how about some new... Wait, actually, we got some new gear. So let's try things a little differently today. Without further ado, how about some music?
Breeze is an old ladies gospel music group based in Harare, Zimbabwe.
We're a gospel girl band.
Yeah.
Our main mission is to send the message out there. So at the end of the song, you must know what we're talking about, and you must sit down and say, okay, now that they've said this, what must I do? So clearly, we're speaking against drug use, against madiri, against smoking, against drinking, the things that normally destroy people's lives. Masai Sai is actually, we took the tune from an old song called Turn Your Radio On. I think it was sung in the 60s.
Right.
I think so, yeah.
Right.
And but we wanted to give it a Zimbabwean Shana feel, because we wanted to talk to the Zimbabwean on the street.
The song is about how one should live the old life of wretchedness and step into sunlight where the airwaves are full of the good news of salvation. Unique Zimuto, GNN, Zimbabwe.
Thank you so much, Unique, for that piece on Breeze. Now, it's always a breath of fresh air for me to see new ways of ministries happening within the church. And what makes this so much better is how upbeat and how happy the song is. I mean, this is probably one of the catchiest songs that is out there. Up next is an inspiring story coming all the way from Zambia. Now, in the Mambwa district, we make a stop by the Mbayi Family, where we meet a family of 12 who live with special needs. More from our correspondent, Mwangala Mzumara from Lusaka Conference Media.
About 155 kilometers from Lusaka, the capital city of Zambia, is an area called Mujavi in Mambwa district, Central Province. This is the area where a unique family of the Mbayis hail from. This family has lived with a disability for generations. From adults to children, everyone is affected. 63-year-old Monica Mbayi, with her 6 children and 5 grandchildren, are all living with disabilities, bringing the total number of people living with disabilities in the same family to 12. They all cannot walk upright. They crawl on the ground. Unfortunately, one of her children, who was equally disabled, is now late. As a single mother, Monica has raised all her children and grandchildren under difficult conditions. She now explains how the problem started and the challenges she's facing.
I was born just like this. All my children were born normally, but once they grow, they stop walking. We have challenges in terms of movements because of our conditions. We are requesting for well-wishers to help us with bicycles, food, farming inputs, and also take these children for specialist treatment. Maybe they can walk. My grandson is just home because I have failed to pay for his school fees. I need help, if possible, for these children who are still young, to be taken to the hospital. Maybe they will be able to walk.
Despite living with disability, the family has refused to use disability as an excuse to start begging on the streets. Even in their state, the family does some farming near their home with the help of a grandchild who is able-bodied. Obed, who is only 9 years old and he is in grade 5, does all the field activities. He draws water for the family and does most of the house chores. Last term, he passed number 5 in his class. None of the children is married, but the 2 ladies in the family have children whose fathers abandoned them. As if that is not enough, most of these children and grandchildren did not finish their school due to the long distances they have to crawl to the nearest school. However, one of the children has become a shining example. 22-year-old Mbayi is doing grade 10 at a nearby school, and he takes 2 hours to reach his school because his 10-year-old tricycle has seen better days. Last term, Royd failed to pay school fees and is now appealing to well-wishers to help him clear the balance as he wants to complete grade 12 and achieve his dreams of becoming an accountant.
Term 1, I didn't go to school because my mom haven't have money to pay me school fees. So, the distance is so far from here to school. I took almost 2 hours to reach there. The transport that I used the wheelchair. If someone wants to help me, I want someone to help me about the school fees and also my wheelchair we're using to go to school. So I don't have a uniform, box, and so on to take me on boarding school so that I have a short distance to reach at the school.
This family has over the years suffered stigma. Monica was among the 122 people who gave their lives to Christ during the just ended Kabwata Kamwala Mission District Dorcas rally in Musvosvi area, and she was baptized. She is now appealing to well-wishers to come to the aid of the family.
I'm appealing to well-wishers to help me with anything, whatever they can afford to help me.
Mwangala Mzmara reporting for GNN.
Thank you so much, Mwangala, for that story. Now, this family is in need of 3 wheeled chairs for 11 people. They're in need of school fees for the children, and they're also asking for, get this, training for the ladies to be able to sustain themselves. Okay, they're not just saying, I need this and I need that, and it is actually a need that they have and they desperately need, but they're also saying, we want to self-sustain and make a living for ourselves. So if you would like to help the Mbayi family, please kindly write to us using the details on the screen, and we will connect you with them. Up next, we move on to possibly the cutest story GNN has done. Adventurer Club. Yes, this year the Adventurer Club is celebrating its 32nd anniversary. You heard me right. The Adventurer Club has been in existence since 1989. Now, this year on the 15th of May, the Pathfinder and Adventurer Department celebrated the first ever Global Pathfinder Day. Children from all over the world celebrated through praise and prayer using the theme, I Will Go, fulfilling the mission. Here are some of the highlights.
Hello adventurers and happy World Adventure Day. I know that I'm very happy that we are celebrating our first ever World Adventure Day.
Now, throughout the day, adventurers were reminded that they're not too young to participate in mission. Man, if I could go back to my younger self, I'm sure I would enjoy it. Who are you?
I'm the younger you. Wow, I'll really let myself go.
Maybe I have gained a little bit of weight, but I mean, it's a little quarantine weight, right?
No, it isn't.
Now, as an adult sitting at home, besides looking at how the years have treated you, you may also be wondering, but how do I help my child be a part of this I Will Go initiative? Well, you can help your child create a craft and give it to a sick person. You can encourage them to help with household chores, or you can help them to talk to a friend in the community or a friend at school about Jesus. It's just that simple. For more resources and material for adventurers, visit the website that is showing on the screen. Campmeeting. Now, a couple weeks ago, I told you guys about a global camp meeting, and guess what? It is here. Here's what Elder Ted Wilson had to say.
Greetings, friends. When you hear the term camp meeting, what comes to your mind? Depending what part of the world you are in, you might be thinking of tents and sawdust, or trees and lakes, or some other beautiful outdoor setting. You probably are also remembering warm fellowship with other believers, inspiring messages, and uplifting music. You may even be thinking of your own baptism, or that of a loved one or friend. As many thousands of baptisms have taken place at camp meetings around the world. In any case, the idea of camp meeting brings back fond memories for many people and has been sorely missed during this past year as the coronavirus shut down all such gatherings. This year, however, I have great news. There will be an Adventist virtual global camp meeting that no virus can shut down. It's free and open to everyone around the world. Ellen White wrote, "The camp meeting is one of the most important agencies in our work. It is one of the most effective methods of arresting the attention of the people and reaching all classes with the gospel invitation." She continues, "And our camp meetings have another object, preparatory to this. They are to promote spiritual life among our own people. God has committed to our hands a most sacred work, and we need to meet together to receive instruction that we may be fitted to perform this work." While we may not be able to gather physically together, God has provided a way that we can meet together electronically, and His Spirit is not bound. As we watch and worship together, He can still reach into each heart, into each home, bringing to each person the message He knows they need to hear.
Now, I know a lot of us, we get scared by the thought of roughing it out in nature when it comes to camp meeting. And to be honest, I too am worried about it, but I'm gonna have to be brave. But, excuse me. I mean, with the whole camp meeting thing, you know, we need to, actually, can I please have some honey in my, honey and lemon, please? Thank you. You know, we know how grueling that the environment can get. And for me, I have already started adjusting my lifestyle so that when the camp meeting happens, I am ready to live a simple lifestyle.
This is Himalayan honey.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. And you know what? I think what we need to do as humans is understand, okay? Yes, this camp meeting will not only test us physically and mentally, but, sorry, my croissants?
Your croissant is organic too.
Organic croissants. Merci. Yep, don't know how I'm gonna survive virtual camp meeting. This is the life. Up next, boy, do we have a guest for you here on GNN. Not only does she make robots, yes, you heard right, robots, but she is also in the finale, a finalist in Mrs. South Africa. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Miss Tshego Dludla. Hello and welcome to GNN.
Thank you. And you can't say Miss Dludla, when I'm in the Mrs. South Africa.
Did I say Miss?
You said
Mrs.
Miss.
Oh my goodness, Mrs. Dludla. Welcome to GNN.
Thank you so much for having me.
First and foremost, it is like such a privilege for me to be here, and there's a lot of people who are watching, and they are wondering what all this noise is for. And I'm telling you, people who are watching, it is for a good reason. Can you please tell those people a little bit about yourself so they can get as excited as I am?
Okay, great. As he said, my name is Tshego Dludla. I am a mom. I am a wife. I am God's baby girl. I am a super busybody. And I am a lover of all things tech and education.
I love it. All things tech and education. And one of those things that we're going to be speaking about today is something that, as soon as I heard about this, I was so excited. It is Robo-Steam Train. I believe you are the CEO of that. And could you please tell us a little bit about that and how it got started? And congratulations, by the way, you just celebrated your 1-year anniversary, right?
Yes, we did. We just celebrated in January our 1-year anniversary. And Robo-Steam Train is actually an awesome platform for young children. So we teach young children robotics and coding. We teach them how to create code, how to put together robots, how to make all of this make sense, how to do the maths and science thing outside of class and a book, and just to make learning fun while you're creating something. And where it all started is in 2018 when I founded the Jala Foundation. So the Jala Foundation is a non-profit organization that does essentially the same thing, but for underprivileged children. And we take robotics and coding to your townships, to your rural areas, and allow children who wouldn't necessarily get access to get the kind of access that what your kids from private schools are getting. So that's where it all began.
If somebody was to join Robo-Steam Train, would they have to come on site for that, or is it like an online thing that they can do?
So we have two ways of doing things. We have our initial club, which is in Midrand. We meet there every Wednesday afternoon. Or we are in schools. If there's a school that wants to have us as an extramural activity, we arrange with them and we come through. All else failing, for those who are far away, we have our online classes, which are one-on-one facilitator and child-led classes, and those are for specifically coding only. The robotics is what we have when we meet. So that's the 3 ways that you can get us or enroll in our club.
That is incredible, and I love all things technology, like you said. And now there is a question that I had about, when everything kind of started within the technological world, and you being a woman within the STEM field. Now, I have a little sister who's also part of that, and she says it's generally a male-dominated field. What would you say to young girls who might feel a little intimidated about joining that?
I'd say it's okay to feel a little intimidated. You're supposed to, but shake it off. Shake it off. We need so many more women in the field. It's not that we can't, it's just that we just need more visibility. And there actually are lots of us. We are just a little shy to show up. So please do show up, come on board. And I'd actually like to say to the parents of little girls to encourage them to get into things like this, because by the time they reach my age and they want to start getting into tech, it becomes that much more difficult. So the sooner, the better. It is actually a world of fun. I wouldn't leave anyone out of it.
Okay, that is awesome, and great words for the parents as well. And you said if you get a bit older, it might become a bit tricky. Now for me, back a while ago, I used to think, whenever I heard robot, I would only think like traffic light or like that thing, that beep, boop, beep, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And now, and I know it's a lot more vast than that. And so when I look at things like different gadgets and stuff, I'm sure those can be considered robots. I get a bit overwhelmed with everything. How how would I be able to start or get into that without feeling a bit overwhelmed or just getting into that field?
So the best place to start is right in the beginning. And I always say this to people who want to know if their children will be able to manage. I say the best place to start is right in the beginning. We all start at the same place, whether you're 18 or whether you're 24 or whether you're 5. And some of my students are 5-year-olds. And the best place to start is right in the beginning, the bare basics. Can you read? Can you write? You can code. That is that's the philosophy. If you can read, you can write, you can code.
That is incredible. And so Robo's team, you said that there's some children as young as 5?
Yes.
And is there a cap to it, or is it just as long as you want to join?
Currently, we are dealing with your primary school ages, so from 5 to 14. But like I said, we all start at the same place. So we do have some high school kids who are interested, and they're more than welcome. We have even had moms who want to come through and learn, and they're also more than welcome. But our main target is your primary school kids from grade R to grade 7.
That is awesome. And before we get to the end of the interview, just a quick on Mrs. South Africa. How did that begin? Just I'm quite interested, and how that is going as well.
So Mrs. South Africa is something that I probably would have never dreamt of doing myself. Pageantry as a whole. Pageantry is normally stereotyped, to say the least. Right. Tall girls, a certain shape or whatever. But for me, even considering it was more about the foundation. Like I said, I founded the Jala Foundation in 2018, and I needed eyes on it. I needed visibility and I needed traction. And I thought the one place that would give me the access and the visibility to just show what we do, show the world the need for something like this would be a place where people are developing themselves, where people are coming together, building a network. And I closed my eyes and I jumped. And what do you know? I made it into the semi-finals. And I'm able to just keep pushing my mission and getting more eyes onto the need for digital technology for young people, whether privileged or not.
That is an amazing story, and it shows your bravery, because I would not be able to do all that. So kudos to you. Now, if someone is trying to get hold of you or your foundations, how would they be able to do that?
Okay, so for the RoboSteam Train, we do have a website, www.robosteamtrain.co.za. We're also on social media, Facebook and Instagram, RoboSteam_train. And we can also email us at chug, as in CHUG, at RoboSteam
like the train.
Yes, it's a train. So at robosteamtrain.co.za. And if you'd like to contribute, anybody would like to contribute, whether it's financially or networks or visibility, anything to the Jala Foundation, which is a nonprofit, you can also find us at info@jalafoundation.co.za or www.jalafoundation.co.za. And if all else fails, you can find me on my personal socials, Tshego.Dludla on Instagram or Tshego Dludla on Facebook.
Well, Mrs. Tshego
Yes,
Dludla,
please.
we really appreciate you being here, and you're amazing with how much you're doing and managing to balance that all out. Thank you so much for balancing us in that act as well, and making a stop here at GNN.
You're very welcome. I've actually had a fun time chatting with you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And there you have it, folks. That is it for GNN this week. Thank you once again for joining us. Now, remember, if you want to get a hold of us, you can do so at echo@sid.adventist.org. And if you want more stories and more resources on the things that you have heard today, you can visit us at echo.sid.adventist.org. Until next time, this is Tapiwa Musvosvi saying, I don't know, I still have not gotten it yet, but bear with me, folks, because it's on its way. Here it is.